variety of levels and explore massive mind-bending courses, vast underground tunnels, and colossal structures in the sky while running inside, outside, and upside down. With 3 speed levels to choose from, the players can control Sonic more freely, making the game more engaging for players of all skill levels. Other new moves, such as vaulting over objects and running along walls, plus unique color powers, will take your gameplay experience to new heights as you rise against the Deadly Six. Sega's Sonic Lost World, which is the latest installment in Ubisoft's 2D action series. In a mysterious and vividly colored dream world, Rayman sets off on an adventure with his friends. While traveling between 5 different worlds, the player must save the Fiends and discover the secrets of each legendary painting. The game features a wide range of gameplay, including traditional Rayman-style action and rhythm-based stages. In Rayman Legends, the player using the Wii U gamepad will play a different role than the other players. All of the game's stages can be played by up to 5 players. If you are playing by yourself, off-TV mode allows you to enjoy playing with only the gamepad. As you advance through the story, many of the stages from Rayman Origins become available to play as well. Rayman Legends has a lot of other new content for players to enjoy, including the Kung Fu, Invasion mode, and online challenges. Also, in Rayman Legends, as you can see, you can play as Rayman in a Mario costume and Robot in a Luigi costume. Rayman Legends will launch for Wii U on September 3rd. Exclusive software called Art Academy Sketchpad. As we mentioned last time, this is software utilizing features from the upcoming Wii U version of Art Academy. With it, you can post screenshots of the images you create using the Wii U gamepad on Miiverse. Art Academy Sketchpad will launch in the Nintendo eShop on August 9. Miiverse community for Art Academy Sketchpad will launch after the software becomes available in the Nintendo eShop. We would definitely like you to post your creations using this tool and surprise other users from around the world. We'll also see if we can find a way to highlight the great creations made by its users. We are also
cropped up on store shelves and in the Nintendo eShop a few days ago, and we hope fans are enjoying Mr. Miyamoto's latest creation. Today, we wanted to go into detail on a feature that lets you get a glimpse of what it's like to see the world from the perspective of a tiny Pikmin. Taking in-game screenshots in Pikmin 3 and posting to Miiverse is quite literally a snap. Just touch this icon to switch to camera mode, adjust the gamepad like a real viewfinder, zoom in with the left control stick, and snap a photo with the ZR button. You can then post the pictures you take on Miiverse. Now, if you're new to miniature alien photography, here are some tips. Hunt down some unique vantage points, like the highest position on a map or below a leaf. Remember that Pikmin under your command will stand tall, but idle Pikmin will sit down, or may even strike a pose for you. Whatever you do, don't fear those action shots. Toss a Pikmin at creatures or objectives just before enabling camera mode to capture dynamic actions. Be quick though, because if you snooze, you lose. Now, comparing billboards with Miiverse friends is great, but you don't have to stop there. We're asking fans of Nintendo on Facebook to get creative with some custom captions. Look out for in-game photos that we'll post on Facebook, and submit your best caption in the comments section. We'll be adding our favorite captions to the photos and sharing them for everyone to see. Pikmin 3 is now available in stores everywhere, and in the Nintendo eShop. Now, as Nintendo fans know, the Year of Luigi is already well underway. New Super Luigi U brought the green to the flat screen earlier this year, but I'm sure many of you are wondering, what's next with the portable Luigi love? Don't worry, it's on the way, and soon. Mario & Luigi Dream Team for Nintendo 3DS is jam-packed with Luigi antics, and the sort of fresh ideas you'd expect from a game with his name in the title. This time around, the badges you wear during battle work in pairs, and can be combined for distinct results. By successfully landing attacks, you can charge up your badge meter, and depending on which badge you are using, you can earn HP restores, inflict additional damage to enemies, and a whole lot more. For the first time, you can also keep badge effects in your inventory, and there is more variation in how badges impact battle. But badges aren't the only way to pump up your arsenal. There are hundreds of Pokémon Rumble U coming exclusively to the Nintendo eShop this month. Pokémon Rumble is a series that has previously appeared on Wii and Nintendo 3DS, and it delivers over-the-top action as players do battle against waves of toy Pokémon. In Pokémon Rumble U, you have the opportunity to befriend some of the Pokémon you defeat in battle. Different types of Pokémon have different strengths, weaknesses, and moves, so players will have to think of which Pokémon to use in the game's 70 stages. You can play as and do battle against every one of the 649 Pokémon that have appeared in the video games through Pokémon Black version 2 and Pokémon White version 2. And there are hundreds of moves to master. The game even supports cooperative multiplayer action for up to 4 players, making its frenetic action even more outrageous. Pokémon Rumble U also lets you bring the game into the real world with collectible NFC figures that let you access toy Pokémon with special traits in the game by scanning them with the Wii U gamepad. You'll be able to purchase 18 different figures exclusively through GameStop stores once Pokémon Rumble U launches. These NFC figures are not required for you to see everything the game has to offer, but are a fun way to interact with your Wii U. Pokémon Rumble U launches exclusively in the Nintendo eShop on August 29th. With other players through Nintendo Zone locations, even if they aren't physically there when you are, just as we described in our Nintendo Direct Mini a few weeks ago. The more Nintendo Zone locations you visit, the more opportunities you'll have to Street Pass with other players. Speaking of Nintendo Zone, we'll be distributing exclusive items for Animal Crossing New Leaf at all Nintendo Zone locations from August through late September. The first item is a pumpkin pie. You can get yours starting August 11th. Simply go to an official Nintendo Zone location, start up your Animal Crossing game, and then visit the post office, where you can ask about a present. Just make sure to save a slice for Isabel.
I'd like to start by sharing with you more information on the world that Link will explore in The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds for Nintendo 3DS. Please take a look at the game's logo. Here you see the Triforce in gold, as well as another Triforce that looks like a shadow. The Triforce represent courage, wisdom, and power, and it is one of the key icons of the Legend of Zelda series. This shadowy Triforce suggests the existence of another Triforce in a different world from where Link lives. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was known for its gameplay style, where the player must travel between 2 worlds. One is the world Link lives in, and there's another world, which features different landscapes and atmosphere. Of course, in this game, there is also another world. The world Link lives in is the same world as A Link to the Past, but the other world looks a bit different. Link must travel between the 2 worlds while transforming into the growing and moving within worlds, one of the key features of this title, to progress his adventure. While many of the locations on the field may look similar to A Link to the Past, in both worlds, the core gameplay elements, puzzles, and dungeons are completely new. Also, this game is set many years after Ganon was sealed in A Link to the Past. Compared to A Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds takes place far in the future. That means that the main character is not the same Link from A Link to the Past, but an entirely new Link. There are still several months before the game is released, so we'll continue to share information as we get closer to launch. The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds will launch for Nintendo 3DS this November. Next is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. In this title, you must control the winds using the Wind Waker and travel across the open water, visiting various islands. People from different tribes live on these islands, and you will encounter unexpected characters and unexpected locations. We hope you enjoy this open water adventure in a crystal blue world. At the same time, when you go to the various dungeons scattered all over the world, you can enjoy the series' traditional puzzle-solving gameplay. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker was originally released for Nintendo GameCube about 12 years ago, but we think that the combination of the unique gameplay mechanics from the original game combined with these new HD graphics feels like something completely new. The adventure has been vividly reborn on Wii U with unique characters, rich gameplay variety, and plenty of optional activities. Also, as we mentioned before, we have made some adjustments, such as fine-tuning the collection event in the last half of the game, faster sailing, quicker Wind Waker actions. With these adjustments, I hope you can enjoy the game all the way to the end without losing your sense of immersion. Regarding the series timeline, The Wind Waker takes place a few months before The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass for Nintendo DS. This is the story about how Link and Tetra first met each other. If you played Phantom Hourglass before, we would definitely like you to try this reborn HD version of The Wind Waker as well. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD will launch this October. As you may be aware, these are screenshots from Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS, which were prepared by Mr. Sakurai. Luigi has been a part of previous games in the series, but we are pleased to say that he will be included in the new games. Our final announcement today is regarding Animal Crossing: New Leaf, which was released in June. Animal Crossing